Sports, and if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Buccaneers and the Pack coming up next.
The address is 1265 Lombardi Avenue. The place is known as Titletown. Welcome inside legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Good to be in the booth with Greg Olson. I'm Mike Tirico. Greg, this is a passing league. You know that from your days. It's evolved even more into a game in the air. And boy, do we have a couple of quarterbacks who know all about moving their team via the pass.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see this ball thrown early and often throughout the game. And anyone who loves offensive football, this is certainly a treat. And you said it, Mike. This league has turned more and more with each passing season into a passing league. If you can't throw, if you can't generate points through the air and explosive plays, it is going to be very difficult to compete and win week in and week out in today's modern NFL.
All right, we're just about set for football. The crowd is definitely ready. So are we. Off we go on EA Sports. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. So the Tampa Bay offense set to work for the first time in this one. And they're led by the #1 overall pick back in 2018. Greg, it is Baker Mayfield at quarterback.
Yeah, you have to feel good, Mike, seeing Baker Mayfield back established as a franchise NFL quarterback. He had such a tough journey these last couple years, bouncing around multiple spots around the league. And then last year, down in Tampa, he has a chance to get them to the NFC Championship game just a few plays away. If he continues to play up to his potential, this team's going to be tough to beat. And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as, my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. On second down, Baker. He finds his tight end, Keith. Third and 5. They go play action with Mayfield. And he will slide down with the first down for the moment, but there is a penalty flag on the play. They get the center, Graham Barton. Throwing now on third and long. They'll set up the screen to White. Pretty good effort on that one. It will not be enough. It's going to bring up fourth down.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a fourth down decision to make.
And this is going to work out for him. Out of bounds, and they'll mark it inside the 10. The Green Bay offense set to go to work for the first time. And they're led by the man who waited his turn, the 2020 first-rounder, Jordan Love.
The coaches spend all week, Mike, drafting up their opening script. These are the plays that they feel the best with to not only attack the defense early, but try to get an idea of what sort of matchups they're going to see throughout the course of the game. Now, all of that is thrown out the window. None of the plays take into account snapping it this close to your own goal line. They've got to try to get themselves some breathing room, pick up a first down or two. That will allow them to get back on track, executing the rest of that opening script.
Now the first carry of the game for Josh Jacobs. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard, but that's it. 3rd and 9. It's the tight end Kraft in motion. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. Over the middle, he fits it into Dobbs. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down.
Just take what the defense is giving you. When you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, hitch routes, quick game, now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
The Buccaneers offense ready to possess the football for the 2nd time. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. They send Evans in motion. On 1st and 10, here's Baker. A short one there to Otten. A gain of 14. Good for a quick first down.
Now this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, it all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They send Evans in motion. Mayfield to throw on 1st and 10. Open man downfield. That's Godwin. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
Mike, you know what we used to call those plays? No, 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 yes. Because that's exactly what was going through the mind of the coach on the sideline when the quarterback decided to throw that ball into really tight coverage.
They send Godwin in motion. Mayfield to throw it here on 1st down. They go right back to Godwin. He's got it again.
Seemed like the receiver, Mike, ran through like 5 different open zones, but once he found the one that he liked where the quarterback was expecting him, you see him do a nice job throttling down, secures the catch, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Here comes Otten in motion. Throwing on 2nd down, Mayfield. And they'll mark him out at the 8, but it is enough to set up 1st and goal.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. And as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, they're passing.
And he's into the end zone for a touchdown. There is a marker down, but I think this score is going to hold up. On is Chase McLaughlin for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Buccaneers will take a 7-0 lead. Here's McLaughlin now. After the score, he'll kick this one away. On the return, here's Jaden Reed. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Packers offense ready to take over for their 2nd possession. They were forced to punt the first time through. It led to a touchdown, so down 7-0 as they get the ball back for 1st and 10. That'll be caught. It's Josh Jacobs. And he'll wind up out of bounds past the 45-yard line. An even 20 yards. Impressive start to this drive.
If you want to play running back in today's modern NFL, Mike, you have to be able to be a viable weapon in the passing game. It's all about touches. It's not just about handoffs anymore. It's how many different ways can we get the ball in your hands.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. In motion, Reed. On play action, Love. He's going to go deep, looking for Reed. And he's going to be out of bounds, but they take it to the 20-yard line with that one. Big play after big play to start this drive. 34 for that one.
This defense just gets punched in the mouth on that one, Mike, and it just seemed from up here that not everyone on defense was on the same page, and the offense was able to take advantage of it. The defense has to clean things up here in a hurry, because if they don't, they could be in for a long day.
On 1st down, it's Love. A throw left side there, not going to find the target. Incomplete. Trying to connect with Romeo Doubs that time. And it'll bring up 2nd down.
Goes without saying, Mike, you have to be smart with the ball, especially down here in the red zone. You're already in scoring position. And I understand they're trying to come away with a touchdown, but at the very least, come away with 3. Worst case scenario is you turn the ball over and you come away with nothing.
And he'll take this ahead for a gain of about 5, and here comes 3rd down. They'll run the draw with Jacobs. And the Packers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Wow, a little change of play call here, and that's typically not what we see at this down and distance. That's typically a passing down, Mike, but they catch the defense off guard, keep the ball on the ground, and they're able to pick up enough for the 1st down.
In motion, Reed. Here's Jacobs. And they are all over that on defense. Good surge, drops him back. Let's put him at the 9-yard line.
Where a defender makes his tackles tells you a lot about his abilities. And for an interior defensive lineman, Mike, to make plays on the outside of the formation just speaks to his speed, his effort, his ability to run down the line. And we saw it here, and he takes the back down for a loss.
Throwing on 2nd down, Love. And room to operate as he takes it down to the 2.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
A tight end in motion now. They'll run with Jacobs. And he's so close to breaking the plane, but the official's going to come in and mark him short. So now it's 4th down. They'll go for it. Love. And he's going to be taken down. Could not get rid of the football, and they'll turn it over. Stopped on 4th and goal.
And here we have a real gutsy call here, Mike, early in this game offensively. I think you're giving up a surefire field goal attempt, but at the same time, you're demonstrating to your players, hey, offense, I have a lot of trust in you, and let's see if they have this same approach as the rest of this game plays on.
Here's the Tampa Bay offense. They're going to take over once more, and they're going to hear it from this crowd. They're backed up deep as they start 1st and 10. Defense hoping to push him back and get that safety. He gets to the 2-yard line, but no gain on that one.
On 1st down here, Mike, you're just hoping to give a little breathing room to your offense. Now, if you do decide to pass the ball, your quarterback's not necessarily dropping back into the end zone. But after getting stopped for no gain, they find themselves on second down in the exact same situation.
And a good run there. Finds the lane, gets forward. Got 8 yards and sets up a much more manageable 3rd and 2.
Very positive returns on that run. I mean, really, the only thing not to like is that they weren't able to move the chains. But you know what? The way he ran there, I think they go right back to him and see if he has even a bigger carry in him.
And he'll get this to the 15. That's good enough for the first down. Baker gonna give it to Irving. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple. Second down and 8. They'll go again here with Irving. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike. I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
Got to get this to the 25. Here's 3rd down. They send Evans in motion. Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. Taking off, he'll try to get there. And he will slide to a halt, but he does have the first down.
Anytime a quarterback decides to tuck it and turn himself into a runner, you can just feel the sideline hold their breath. They're just hoping that he gets down, picks up enough for the first down, but more importantly, protects himself so he can get himself back up and continue on.
Line of scrimmage is the 37-yard line for 1st and 10. A give. This is Irving. And he is planted in the backfield. Defenders crashing through. Blow up that play behind the line.
Number 1 rule of run blocking for the offensive line is you don't want to allow penetration. It just doesn't give your running back any angles to cut and find the hole. It's exactly how it played out here. They've got to do a better job holding the line of scrimmage and not getting pushed back.
A second down throw for Mayfield. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Converted twice on 3rd down already on this drive. Now can they do it for a 3rd time? So they'll talk over what to do on this 3rd down play as we have hit the end of the first quarter. 7-0 is our score. And we're back at Lambeau Field in just a moment. Here's 3rd and 7. Out of the pistol, it's Mayfield. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So the hope is your 1 3rd down conversion from really jump-starting a possession that ultimately leads in points. But after that 3rd down incompletion, kind of throws a wrench into those plans.
It's Riley Dixon coming on now. The punt for the 2nd time, looking to pin the opponent back deep. And he'll get a few yards on this return up past the 15-yard line. The Packers offense back onto the field for their next possession. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. They'll start on the ground with Jacobs. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. From the gun, it's Love. This is taken in by Dobbs. And he's going to be marked down up around the 33.
You can see this connection is just starting really to pick up. They're seeing the game through the same set of eyes, and that is the job of the receiver. What is my quarterback expecting from me? Where does he want me? Be there on time, and it leads to big gains like this.
So it'll be 1st and 10. They'll scrimmage at the 33. Off the play fake. Here's Love. He runs with it.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold him to just a short gain.
A good play action with Love.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
Third and 6. Love to throw. And that is incomplete.
And after that last incompletion, it's really the story of the game. This offense has had a really hard time sustaining drives that can lead to points. You can sense the frustration, not only on the sideline, but really in the entire stadium. They've got to get something going, especially early in these drives, so they can find themselves in scoring position and come away with some points.
A fair catch called for and made just beyond their own 15. The Buccaneers offense about ready to take over once more. They lead it here in the 2nd quarter, 7-0, as they begin with a 1st and 10. To the left side, to Godwin. And he'll be taken down just shy of the 30.
I'm not sure what was the more difficult aspect of the play, winning his route versus man coverage or catching this pass, because that quarterback, he put a little extra sauce on that one to get it there on time, and he's able to secure a really nice catch.
Get this complete right side to Otten. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
Here's a 2nd and 6. On the handoff, it's Irving. And the defense, good job sticking to their rules. They didn't take their eyes off the running back, who gains nothing.
In order for you to be able to operate out of this 4-3 style defense, Mike, the key is your defensive tackles, their ability to penetrate, their ability to be game wreckers. That's exactly what we saw here, his ability to get back there, make the stop at the line of scrimmage, keep it to no gain.
From the gun, it's Mayfield. And that is incomplete. Jair Alexander is there to bat that one away.
He does a fantastic job, Mike, of not only locating the ball in the air, but then attacking it hands on hands. That's exactly something they work on every week in practice. Great job translating those drills into a live game.
Oh, but he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. Out comes the Green Bay offense now as they get set to take over again. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. The open man is Reed. He's got it. And he'll mark him down up beyond the 30.
You don't want to make a living off of making these kind of throws, Mike. It's one thing to throw into tight coverage, but it's another thing to throw into tight double coverage. And while the quarterback gets away with one here, I don't think you want to make a living doing it.
They'll run it straight ahead with Jacobs. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's second down. Once again, it's Jacobs. And he tries to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not happen here. I think he's going to lose a yard.
Anytime the running back is forced to chop his feet in the background and never get to top speed, you know that play's not going anywhere. And that's exactly what the defense was able to force here by getting penetration. Great job there, stopping this play before he had a chance to even get started.
It's the tight end Kraft in motion. From the gun on third down, it's Love.
Nice job here by the defense. They understood this quarterback is looking to push this ball downfield past the line to gain, and he's got no choice but to check it down short to the tight end, rally tackle, and brings up fourth down.
Here's Daniel Whelan now as he is on to punt for Green Bay. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Bucs offense ready to get back at it. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. To throw is Mayfield. That one incomplete.
You hear quarterback coaches say it all the time. Let's get our guy easy completions. Well, that falls certainly into that category, Mike, but when you fail to connect on those, it just ends up being a wasted down.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Baker to throw. That's his tight end, Otten. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. Mayfield to throw. That's caught. It's Evans. That's his 3rd catch of this first half and good enough for a first down.
So far here early, Mike, the key for this offense has been their ability to maintain possession by converting on these 3rd downs. It's going to be a big storyline the rest of the way. This defense has to find a way. When they force 3rd down, they got to get off the field.
They'll come up here 1st and 10. Here's Irving. And a pickup of 3 or maybe 4. Javon Bullard there on the tackle. Here's 2nd and 6. They send Godwin in motion. On 2nd down, Baker. That's caught left side by Otten. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down. Now Mayfield. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
Just a great example of not only the anticipation, but the instincts to go break that pass up, Mike. You can see he's clearly looking at the quarterback's eyes. And once that ball was delivered, he's just attacking it and breaking it up.
Here's their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. The Packers offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a first down. That's 17 yards, and that's a first down.
This is why the timing of these routes is so critical. If that ball is thrown a little bit later, he's unable to keep his feet in bounds, but instead the quarterback is on time and accurate, and the receiver does a nice job not only securing the catch, but ensuring that both feet remain in bounds.
And he'll move this ahead for about 4 yards. Elijah Cansey in on the stop. A second down throw for Love. Completes this one. That's Christian Watson. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. A pickup there of 28 yards.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time, results.
And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Brandon McManus now to add the extra point. His kick is good, and the Packers will level things out at 7 apiece. So back to level after the touchdown, and time for the kickoff. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Bucs offense getting set to get back to work. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. The drive begins with a run by White. And they'll bring him down around the 27-yard line. Jair Alexander up from the secondary to make the stop. They'll run it. It's Irvin. Maybe a couple there. It's 3rd down. Here's Mayfield. To the outside. Catch made by Evans. And he's going to have the 1st down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9. Two minutes to play. First half, all tied at 7. Back with more from Lambeau Field after this. So, 1st and 10 here now at the 38. Throwing is Mayfield. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
Third and a yard. To throw is Mayfield. Going up top for Evans. That one is batted away. Incomplete. No separation that time. Tightly defended. It brings up fourth down.
It's hard to play that ball any better than the way that defender did right there. I mean, to stay patient throughout the entire play and make sure that not only are you in prime position to make it, but that once the ball is there, attack it, knock it down, and save a touchdown.
That's going to be out of bounds, no return, and the drive's going to start from just inside the 20-yard line. The Packers offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They'll work in a tie game here in the second quarter and get started with 1st and 10. Back to throw is Love. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
Even though it doesn't result in a sack, when you dial up the right pressure at the right time, Mike, sometimes that's all it takes to lead to that incompletion. The timing is just a little off between the quarterback and his intended target, and the ball falls incomplete.
This one complete. Right side, it's Watson. Now the Bucs will take their first timeout. We'll talk things over before 3rd down. Now Love. He's got a man. It's Dobbs. The Packers go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. And they'll get a chance to talk things over after picking up that 1st down. A gain of 11 there. And a 1st down. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing is Love. That's left side, caught by Musgrave. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. From the gun, it's Love. This is taken in by Dobbs. And it'll be taken down after a gain of 3, but that is good enough for a 1st down.
Really nice job here by the quarterback, understanding what did he need to pick up a fresh set of downs. In this case, that underneath drag route was all it took. Get the ball into the hands of your receiver, pick up a 1st down.
This one is caught by Reed. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a 1st down.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arms.
And I believe the referee was buzzed by the replay officials, indicating let's get a closer look at this. They trigger this automatically in the last 2 minutes of the half. So that is what you want. I know sometimes it takes time, but they do get it right, and this call will stand. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. To throw is Love. Looking middle there, but it's incomplete. Christian Watson, the intended receiver. And third down coming up. To throw is Love. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. That's a timeout for Green Bay. It'll be their second, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go until halftime. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Love. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
If you want to be a top-notch NFL DB, of course, yes, the athleticism is a given. But it's really, you have to be instinctive. The instincts are what allow you to maximize those physical skills, and you saw them on full display right here, leading in the big-time breakup.
On second down, Love. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on third down. Now Love. And that's going to wind up uncatchable out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
That's one he'd love to have back. An opportunity to score 6 was right there for the taking. Just wasn't quite meant to be.
The field goal unit on the sideline. They'll line up to go for it on fourth down. They'll go for it. Love. That is incomplete. They took a chance throwing it on 4th and short, but not to be, and they'll turn it over on downs. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And it'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. So, 1 touchdown apiece for our two teams. 7-7 on the board here at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Mike, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our halftime report. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. We welcome you back. It is quarter number 3. A touchdown apiece, 7-7 the score as we begin half number 2. For the return, it's Keyshawn Nixon. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Jordan Love and the rest of the Packer offense ready for their next possession. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. And he's shedding tacklers left and right, winding his way for a gain of 8.
Had ourselves a bit of a one-man wrecking crew out there for a minute, huh, Mike? I mean, dishing out punishment to every defender in his way. I'll tell you, the next guy who comes in one-on-one, he's going to have that run in the back of his mind.
The man in motion is Watson. He'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll get back maybe to the line of scrimmage, but probably going to be a loss of a yard here.
The offense thinks that they can just kind of plow this one up there in the middle and keep the chains moving, but not on this defense. Not only do they not pick up the first down, but after suffering that loss, now they've got some decisions to make on third down.
From the gun on third down, it's Love. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
This is what every offense looks to do, Mike. They want to attack the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And oftentimes, that's where the chunk plays come. Give it to your receiver on the move and let them do the rest.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. Here's Love to throw. And that's going to wind up incomplete. They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Back to the air, it's Love. Over the middle, he fits it into Dobbs. And that'll go for a gain of 7, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
We'll try to run it here with Jacobs. A field goal, no gimme from this distance. They'll go on 4th down. Here's Love. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. And he's going to have a Packers first down as this defense can't come up with the play they need. They surrender a gain of 17 on 4th down.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They clearly have a mismatch in their favor, and every time they've looked his way, he's continued to make big plays. If I'm this coordinator, I think I'm giving him one more shot and see if he can push this thing over the goal line and come away with 6. That play had sack written all over it, so that's a great job by the quarterback, not only escaping the initial pressure, even though he doesn't gain a whole lot, he's able to pick up some positive yards for what looked like a disaster in the start.
Throwing on 2nd down, Love. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
In what's clearly become a passing league, Mike, if you're not actively rushing the passer, you have to be able to hold up in coverage, and that's especially true at the linebacker position. Great job here getting in those passing lanes and being able to break up that ball.
Out of the shotgun, it's Love. That is caught at the 3. To the goal line and in. Romeo Dobbs. Touchdown, Packers.
That just feels like a big drive, doesn't it, Mike? Here in the second half, you got a tied ball game. Now you're able to get out in front. Let's see how this other team responds, having to play from behind.
We got a ton of time, Greg, but a little momentum feel. Come out of the locker room, take the lead. Now it's up to the other team to climb uphill. So great way, perfect way to get this second half started. Now it's McManus for the point after. He's got it. And the Packers will move out to a 14-7 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This taken at the 5. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Buccaneers offense getting ready for their opening possession of this second half. They trail now 14-7 as they'll come up for 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. That's over the middle of the tight end, Otten. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40. So from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. Off the play fake, it's Mayfield. Godwin working the right side. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
We spent so much time talking about these receivers. How fast do they run, Mike? How high do they jump? But so often, the guys that have the most success in the NFL, it's the mental part of the game. It allows them to create separation, find soft spots in the defense, attack defenders. It's exactly what he's able to do here, and really nice connection.
They go play action with Mayfield. That one broken up. It is incomplete. They tried the shot on 1st down, couldn't connect. It'll bring up 2nd down.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
Anytime you see a receiver at this level miss a ball that easy, it's just concentration. They just take it for granted. All of a sudden, they're thinking about what their next move is or what they're going to do after the catch. And instead of just focusing on first things first, secure the catch, put the ball away, then become a runner.
That is caught. He got Godwin. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
I really like the rhythm that this offense has found. I mean, that 3rd down, that wasn't a layup by any means, but they made it look easy. Everybody was exactly where they needed to be. The quarterback did a nice job working through his progression, saying, okay, I understand this is zone defense. I understand where the limitations of the coverage are. I'm going to get to that spot on the field as fast as I can, deliver the ball, pick up the 1st down.
And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Right back to Irving. And the Bucs are going to be set up with a 1st and goal as strong running takes them down to the 9.
We've seen this trend throughout the league, Mike. Offensively, everyone wants to have depth at the running back position. Yeah, it's great to have one guy, but if you could have 2 or 3 that can all come in and contribute on the ground, that's the goal, and we're seeing it here.
Here comes Otten in motion. Here's a run. That's a nice pickup, bringing it down to the 3. Now here's 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. That one only good for a gain of 1 to the 2 to set up 3rd and goal. Here's Mayfield working from the pistol. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete.
Teams practice these situations all week long, Mike. Down here in the tight red zone, you find yourself inside the 10-yard line. You're thinking, we've got to come away with a touchdown. Well, after that 3rd down incomplete, it's going to be real interesting to see how they approach this 4th down after failing on 3rd.
And he's in. Mike Evans. Touchdown, Buccaneers. On comes McLaughlin to add the PAT. It's up and good. And the Buccaneers will tie things up. We are all even at 14. So back to level after the touchdown, and time for the kickoff. Here's Nixon on the return. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The home team's offense and quarterback Jordan Love heading back out there. And I want to take you through the highlights here. They have been plentiful from the quarterback position. Has the offense running at a high efficiency throughout, and we'll try to sustain it here down the stretch. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Back to throw is Love. The pressure there got to him. He's hit as he threw it, and that pass falls incomplete.
As a pass rusher, you don't always need to record a sack to make your presence felt. Creating pressure, move the quarterback, affect his timing. Those are all different ways to take pressure off your coverage unit.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And he's fighting to try to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not do it. This is going to be a loss of a yard.
With how fast they were all over that play, you almost wonder, Mike, was there a pre-snap tell? Did they know that play was coming? Because I'll tell you, that defense was on it from the start.
A tough spot here. 3rd and long. Now Love. That complete to Jacobs. A gain of 16 on that pass play. 1st down, Packers.
You get so caught up defending all of these weapons all over the field, and it's sometimes really easy to forget about the back. And in this case, the quarterback does a nice job just dropping the ball off in his check down, and he lets him do the rest.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Throwing is Love. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes.
And I like the idea of moving the pocket. It makes it harder for the defense to rush the passer, but you have to account for the end man on the line of scrimmage, and that guy's job is to set an edge. Nobody gets outside of me. In this case, the quarterback. You've got to be better protecting your edges anytime you put your quarterback on the move.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. On play action, Love. He's going to run it.
Well, that scramble is ultimately going to end up short of the 1st down, Mike, but it's going to help quite a bit. That's a great job by the quarterback. Just taking what the defense gives you, get downfield, pick up good yardage.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. Love to throw. Here's a screen taken in by Jacobs. Good looking screenplay there. A gain of 11 and a 1st down.
All right, Mike, so the way they teach these screenplays to the offensive lineman is you got to stop the defender's feet. You just don't want him to get a free, clean rush to the quarterback because you're so worried about getting out in front of the back. Make him start his rush over again before you slip out. Ball gets dumped right over the rusher's head. Bang, now you're in the open field.
He'll go underneath to Jacobs. He's going to be taken down at about the 30.
The best quarterbacks, Mike, they don't necessarily even have to see the running back in the check down. They can just feel him. It allows them to keep their eyes downfield, allow their tight ends and wide receivers to continue to work open. In this case, nice job by the quarterback getting that ball in his hands and letting him do the rest after the catch.
He'll go play action with Love. He's going to go deep, looking for Reed. That is going to be pulled in. He's got it. Jaden Reed Touchdown, Green Bay.
All week, we're going to see this play be run over and over as a highlight of the quarterback and the receiver. But, Mike, the part that people don't give enough credit to, in order to get a downfield shot, you have to have time, and what a great job by the offensive line, allowing the quarterback to be comfortable enough in the pocket, let those deeper routes develop, be on time and accurate with the ball, and that's why this play is going to be a highlight all week. Let's give the big guys up front some credit.
Extra point by McManus, up and good. And the Packers have broken the deadlock as they move out to a 21-14 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This will be returned from the 6. Across the 20, they'll mark them down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. The veteran Mike Evans, he's heading back out onto the field with the rest of the Tampa Bay offense. They're searching here for the tying score, down 21-14. They'll begin 1st and 10. A pass pulled in by Irving. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
We tend to make NFL offense very complicated, Mike, but sometimes it's as simple as this. Get the ball into the hands of your playmakers and just let them do the rest.
Here's 2nd and 2. They'll send a tight end in motion right. Off the RPO, this is out to Evans. And he's going to have a first down. He's forced out. Nice pickup of 9. On the ground, it's Irving. And he'll get this up to the 44. Way Walker, the linebacker, on the tackle. They face 2nd down and 7. Baker gonna give it to Irving. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this 3rd quarter. So, 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Big play coming up. This is 3rd down. Here comes Otten in motion. From the gun, it's Mayfield. Open man, right side. He's got it. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line.
Everyone talks about all the physical qualities to play quarterback in the NFL, Mike, and of course that's a given, but it's really the cerebral approach to the game that separates the best from everybody else, and I think both of those things were on display there, as he did not only a great job of finding the vulnerabilities of the back end, but then once his guy was there, it was that arm talent that put the ball in the exact right spot to allow his guy to make the big play.
On 1st down is Mayfield. To the outside, catch made by Evans.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
That pass complete to the veteran, Sterling Shepard. And the Buccaneers are going to have a 1st and goal. He'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
That's a really important pickup there on that last completion. Not only does it set up 1st and goal, but allows everybody in the huddle to just take a deep breath. We're no longer in this frantic offensive possession. Let's get our best play. Let's make sure everyone understands what to do, because we know we need to finish this off with 6 if we can, and now being first and goal is going to go a long way in allowing that to be possible.
Ball right on the 5-yard line, 2nd down and goal. They'll go with him again. And he is going the wrong way, tackled back at the 7.
And now with that stop on 2nd and goal, the defense really flips the advantage to their own favor. 3rd and goal from this length. I think now they can play a lot more pass-heavy defense and not be so concerned with the run game.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Mayfield. It is brought in the end zone. Mike Evans. Touchdown, Tampa. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. A huge touchdown there in the 4th quarter, and now just a point away from tying the game.
And that's one of those drives, Mike, where you know your best is needed. Can you come through here late and give your team a chance? They're an extra point away from tying this thing up, and we got ourselves a ball game.
So they're not level yet. A critical extra point attempt to follow. The kick is good, and that will tie this game here in the 4th quarter. All even. 4th quarter, everything we've wanted. What's in store in the remaining time? He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Josh Jacobs and the Packers offense heading back onto the field. And really, he has not produced a whole lot of highlights as we thought about coming in, that he could be a featured back in this one. Instead, no running lanes, no room to operate, stuck at the line of scrimmage, and generally taking this offense out of its flow. Set to go now on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Love. Work in the middle of the field, but that is incomplete.
It's always a risky decision anytime a quarterback tries to force the ball, especially into those tightly contested areas. Not a lot of daylight, not a lot of room for error. In this case, it just falls simply as an incomplete. But as this game unfolds, better decisions are going to lead to better results.
On 2nd down, Love. The right side, catch made by Dobbs. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short.
Really nice timing on that slant route. You can tell the quarterback and the wide receiver are completely on the same page, and when executed at that level, it's virtually impossible to stop.
On 3rd down, they go with Jacobs. Good work on the ground. He's got it. 1st down. Up at about the 42. Love out quickly to Dobbs. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Here's Love. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Nice job there by the defender. He's able to break up the pass, but I think if he's able to get there just a little bit sooner, now you can get 2 hands on the ball and give yourself a chance to come down with an even bigger play and come away with the pick.
They'll run the draw with Jacobs. On comes the Packers punting team. Important punt here in this tie game late. And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. The visitors' offense and receiver Chris Godwin set to take over again. This one tight throughout, all level at 21 as they'll search for a go-ahead score. And that'll be a pickup of 3. Second and 7. Baker to throw. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Oftentimes, it's the wide open ones that are the hardest to catch. It seems like the ball is in the air forever. You start overthinking it, you start really making more of it than what you should, and you let it slip away.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete. Chris Godwin, the receiver he was looking for. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
It's just so hard to be a good offense in the NFL, Mike, when you are not good on 3rd down. Your inability to extend drives, it either puts a lot of pressure on your coaches to be aggressive on 4th down or simply punt or take a field goal. You have to maintain possession and give you more cracks to score touchdowns.
The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read seemingly every time. He's got room to the 45. And he's going to be taken down.
That's a heck of a run right here, Mike. Tie game, 4th quarter. Everything's on the line. Can you win in the trenches? Can the threat of that run continue to balance off the pass? And that's a big gain there as they try to go take this lead.
On 1st and 10, here comes Jacobs. What more could you ask for on 1st down? Nice run of 8, setting up 2nd and short. To throw is Love. This one up top for Dobbs.
They're trying to take the top off the defense, make them feel that vertical threat and soften everything up. Wasn't a ton of separation downfield, at least not what they would have preferred, and ends it up being a wasted down.
Now a 3rd and 2. On the bootleg, it's Love. And that ball led him too far, maybe too wide. Out of bounds, incomplete.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
This one angles out of bounds, and the mark comes inside the 15-yard line. The Buccaneers offense ready to get back at it. This will begin at their own 13-yard line, so work to do starting with this 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. 1st down throw there is incomplete.
Just a little bit too much juice on that one, and you just can't throw the ball out of bounds. Give your receiver a chance to go up and compete for the ball, but when you miss that far wide, he's got no shot.
They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. To throw is Mayfield. Over the middle, that's Godwin. Now he's free at the 35. And he's going to be dragged down, but not until he's inside the 25.
They really showed off their connection on that pitch and catch, Mike, and just really good ball placement and really good separation downfield. And when those two things align, it's just really challenging for a defender to stay with them and take that play away.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Throwing is Mayfield. He'll swing this one out wide to his running back. And he's close to a first down to gain a 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down.
Great example of first down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly second down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
2nd and a yard. Here comes Otten in motion. They'll run with Irving. And that'll be a gain of 2 and a first down. Here's Mayfield. This one caught left side by Evans. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1-yard line 10 times. And then you look back and you're like, man, how many touchdowns did I leave on the board because I couldn't get one more yard? Now, for him individually, not ideal, but right now they're on the doorstep of the end zone.
Powering forward. He's in. Bucky Irving. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Greg, every touchdown counts the same, but the ones you get in the fourth quarter, they are the ones that feel a little more important.
Yeah, now that pressure shifts to your defense, your offense was able to go out and get the lead here late. Does your defense have enough left in them to get one more stop?
McLaughlin now for the extra point. He knocks it through. And the Bucs go up by 7, 28-21. So the lead is 7 now. Here in this fourth quarter, the tie has been broken. Let's see what happens on this kickoff. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Packers offense ready to see what they can do. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. Love. That's Dobbs open left side. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. A run up the middle with Jacobs. Jacobs, first down and more. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield.
This is one of those cases where having high-end speed in the backfield can be such a game changer. The offensive linemen don't need to hold their blocks quite as long. You give this guy a little bit of a crease, and man, he is gone.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. Now he'll run.
Quarterback does a nice job here sensing the pressure pretty quickly. Realizes he doesn't have a ton of time to operate from within the pocket. Decides to tuck the ball and rely on his legs. He's able to pick up a positive play.
Here is 2nd and 7. Now Love. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a first down. They'll drop to throw. Thrown into a sea of bodies, but it's complete. They'll come up now for second down. They'll go with Jacobs. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up third down. Throwing is Love. He gets that complete as he hits Reed. And he's going to have the first down. So they convert on third down with a pickup of 9. Now Love. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete.
All right, so this is why you get paid the big bucks. These are the possessions as a quarterback you need to deliver for your team. Everybody talks about 2 minute. Everybody drills it every single week. But when it comes down to this moment in the game, your quarterback needs to be on point. And after that first down incompletion, it just makes things that much harder.
He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway. Now, following that sack, we have a player who was injured. That is a worrisome development here late in the game. Going to need a big play now. Third down and long. It's the tight end Kraft in motion. From the gun on third down, it's Love. Over the middle, he fits it into Dobbs. And he'll gain some yardage here, but that is not nearly enough for the first down. So it's going to bring up fourth down.
And after that completion, they don't have enough to move the chain, so it's all going to come down to this. If they want any opportunity to go down and kick themselves a field goal, they've got to convert here on.
I had to take a chance on fourth down, and it's intercepted. That's the safety, Jordan Whitehead.
All right, Mike, file this play away. If they're able to hold on and pull this game out, we're going to look back on this as the pivotal moment of this game. Oftentimes, it takes that one big moment to sway the outcome of a game, and no bigger play than a pick deep inside your own red zone.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. A give. This is Irving. And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining. So after the loss on first, here's second and 14. They'll go again here with Irving. And a nice run there as he surges forward, a gain of 8, and sets up third down. So a win here for the visiting Bucs. They were the aggressors from the start, able to dictate the pace of play, and in the end, they come away with the victory. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long, everyone.